Live. Alright. Five, four, three, two, one. What's up, everybody? I forgot what my profile name is. Give me 1 second here. Oh, shit. What's my fucking name? Oh, man, I forgot to edit the. Oh, this is going to be great. Wait, live painting and watching YouTube. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Are we public? We are public on YouTube. Okay. So, today is Halloween. Happy Halloween to everybody. I mean, I guess people could possibly watch this, like, as a recording. I don't know why that would ever happen, but alright. We're gonna do some painting today. Um, Maybe get the Black Ops 6 working. I mean, it works, but I'm having some serious lagging issues with the Xbox. Oh fuck. Um, what else? I'm gonna be painting this painting, and I'm gonna be working on this bad boy. I'm gonna see if I can get that second camera working. When I went live yesterday, that did not work out very well. I can kind of understand why people have so much trouble with shit. You know, that's a way better background. Hold on. Boop. All right, 1 second. Oh my god, I'm gonna end up like fucking. All right, well, I'm setting this up. The, the painting that I'm working on right now is actually for my snake, key enclosure. I'll tell you guys the story once I get this set up. Wow, this is ridiculous. This is after setting up for like fucking an hour trying to get this to. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna stop complaining. I need this to turn that way. All right, hold on. Okay. If I can. All right. That to go there. That over here. Looks good. Put that there. Over there. We'll move this shit over here. Put that on top of that. Put these down here. I'm definitely gonna move that. Move the rulers to the. Oh, I guess I don't need to move the rulers, but whatever. Oh, I got my microphone. Ah, sorry, give me 1 second. Cord's too short, man. All right, I got full battery, so why don't I just. Wait, why can't I see? Oh, Pat. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Oh. So if I have it like that, that'll look kind of cool. Although, okay, yeah, yeah. I guess it kind of works. Hold on, I need to move the table again. Oh, fuck, I'm trapped. Oh, whoops. Oh. All right. Oh. Whew. God, I'm not like some popular streamer or something, man. That is a fucking disaster. Come with me and you see a world of imagination of a lot of painting. Paint down. I'm still trying to figure out how to activate my phone as a camera so I can do like close up stuff with so you guys can see the paintings better. Hold on. Fuck, I'm out of breath. All right, cool. Hold on. Oh, we need more like that, right? We got my bookshelf. Bad on that. We got that painting and then that painting, and then you can see this one. Very cool. But like, if I'm painting though, you're gonna have to go like this. Yeah, that works, right? I can still see what they're talking about. All right, cool. All right. Um, well, I'm sorry. Where's the live chat? Oh, it's gonna open the live chat. Okay, it didn't. Nobody's here, like usual. That's okay though, guys. Concurrent viewers, 0. It's okay. Why don't they make this bigger? I don't understand this. What does this do? Oh, that's what I want. We got the dashboard, baby. Excellent stream health. We're doing good. Okay. And
It was a wise idea for
oh,
my
sorry. So what we're gonna do is, oh, I need my headphones. I get it. Never understood why people would have like one headphone in or like have to wear headphones. It makes so much sense now. And I went to film school too. I wonder where I put those like Sam's or whatever. These only work on one side though. I know I have like a million of those ones. I'm not going on a fucking journey right now though. These might be actually busted because I tried to put them yesterday. Roger, Roger. Come in, Roger. Is that the mic? Or is that the computer mic? Uh-oh. We may have a problem, my friends. Wait, head. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, it's working. Hello? Sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. I really hope that doesn't sound like absolutely ass.
first job to put me into like a real job. You know, other people's first jobs are like at Starbucks or McDonald's. My first job was like a literal warehouse. Everyone that worked there was 40 years old. I couldn't like talk to anyone because I was like, they're all 40 and angry. And I'm just here trying to have a good time. And there was one guy I really liked. He was this really old guy and he was like the janitor and he was always riding around on like a those like rideable like sweeper.
I was watching this before I started streaming, but I was gonna finish it, but that doesn't really make sense. So, hey, that's me. Um, what do you guys? What should I watch? Let's not do political. Um, oh Jesus Christ. My God, Breaking Banquet. What is going on with my Jesus? I watched like one fucking locale live, and now my shit's all fucked up. What is this? All right. Oh god, I hope my search doesn't show anything bad. How do I? What's going on here? All right, never mind. Why don't we go to gaming? Happy Halloween, everybody. Oh, that's so cool. I wish I knew what I was doing. I just want to put something on so I can paint. I don't know what to do. Ugh. Hold on, guys. I want to watch LTT, I think. Where's my where'd my coffee go? Oh. What the? Kids Bop. Oh, my daughter. All right. Why can't I click in this at all? That's kind of annoying, huh? Jesus. All right, here we go. Bert Kreischer gets called out by a real comedian.
I think I have superior.
This whole saga, by the way, I've been following with what is it? Podcast Cringe, um, Joke World, I think, and oh, I'm so sorry, man. What's the other one? I watched the other one more than anything. Damn, it'll come up. All right, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start playing this episode, and basically, this is not like one of my normal paintings, which is hilarious because I'm doing this on stream. But this one is actually for my snake's enclosure, which is over there, which I'll probably try to show you guys at some point. But it's the first time I've ever had a snake. Its name is Squiggles. Also, on a side note, if I'm talking funny, I had all my teeth removed after years of just pain and horribleness. So I'm working on getting my teeth in a couple weeks. So please don't be too mean. I understand having no teeth. I sound really funny. But anyway, continuing. Uh, Me and my daughter went to a what I thought was a reptile like show where you would I don't know where they would let you like carry them and like pet them and stuff. And we get there and it's not that. It's like a expo. It's like a place to buy them. Buy reptiles, all the supplies, anything having to do with reptiles, which I have zero knowledge about, or at the time I had zero knowledge. I had never even held a snake or any type of lizard really. I think maybe when I was little I held something, but and it wasn't that I was scared of them. It's just I was never really into them. I'm always been a cat person. So we're walking around, and my daughter's just going nuts about wanting to get a um, what are those called? An axolotl. And we saw one that was called Haktua, which was hilarious. But anyway, they had like every single type of snake, iguana, freaking lizard. Like I don't even know the names of them, but they were beautiful, and every type of snake you can imagine. So my daughter's been like going on and on and on. Like I literally had no money,
had like a few dollars to my name. And so we're walking through, and I'm feeling so bad because, like, of course I want to buy my daughter something. We don't even have a pet right now, and but there's no way I can. Until we turn the corner, and this guy at his booth with his girlfriend, and they're selling, I think it was geckos. I think they were selling geckos, and then they had some snakes. And as I'm turning the corner, the guy just says, like he's talking to her in the middle of the sentence, and he's like, "I bet I couldn't even give one of these snakes away for." I think he at first he said $50, and then he's like, "I bet I can't even give her one of these for 20." And I was like, "Huh?" And of course, my daughter's like, "Wait, wait, wait, what?" And the guy starts talking to me and just pulls me in. And I'm like, dude, I have no money. And I'm like, I wish. And I mean, my daughter's looking at me like, please, please, daddy, please. And I'm like, oh my God. And then the guy goes, you know what? Do you have $10? And I'm like, what? He's like, I'll let you walk away with this for $10. And he's like, do you have like any type of en enclosure or anything like that? And I'm like, no. Well, yeah, I do. I have a old fish tank. And he was like, oh, that's perfect. And then proceeded to tell me everything about it. And he literally gave me a ball python that on the case was written, I think it was like 175, and it was like marked down, 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 and I got it for $10. And so at that point, I'm walking around with a bag with a snake in it. I have no idea how they work or anything. I mean, a little bit from the guy. The guy was super helpful. And as we're walking around again, I almost left. Thank God I didn't leave right away because we ended up going over to the frozen mice, and I was able to get 25 for like a really good price. And the fact that she eats once a week is like so easy. And so we got her back and um figured out the bedding, a heat pad, the hot and cold hides. Um, so I'm guessing it's funny because the guy thinks she's a female. He was trying to do that pop thing, but it was like really hard to tell, I guess. But she's about, I don't know. I mean, I feel like stretched out, she's probably like between 2.5 and 3 feet long right now, about like that big around. But she eats perfectly. Um, yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm doing today is the back and the sides of the tank are covered in paintings right now, and one of them is this one that I just never like actually finished, but I noticed it had some grass on it. So I was like, oh, you know what? Why don't I work on that? And like I was originally gonna paint the sorry, outside of the glass, but I figured if I ended up having to wash it or something, it was gonna be all fucked up. So right now I have two other paintings that aren't really like, I don't know. One kind of looks like cracked mud or something, but I want to try to make this better. And this is basically an old painting that I started and never did anything with of my backyard and like looking into the woods, not the sky and everything. And before I came on the stream, the reason the outliners of the tree shapes are shiny right now is because I'm using some acrylic masking fluid, which is actually some really cool shit. I honestly wish I knew about that stuff years ago because a lot of my geometric work was actually no. You know what? Almost none of my geometric work was taped. It was mostly just that middle one, the 4-year painting that I taped a lot. But yeah, I guess everything else was pretty much like freehand, besides using like a ruler with pencil, but then it was painted freehand. So But at least with that, like I went through so many rolls of tape, and like literally when this stuff dries, it's literally like a layer of tape, and you can paint over it next to it, and then when you're ready, you just roll it, and it literally peels up in like the most satisfying way on planet Earth, I'm pretty sure. I should probably keep the chat up because like if somebody actually did come in, I would have no fucking idea what was going on. Oh wait, you can have multiple like desktops? Oh, I don't want to do that. That's scary. Oh fuck, what did I do? Oh dear God. Why are you so stupid, Sean? Why did you do that? What's happening?
superior genetics.
Yeah, I
And
wouldn't phrase it that way.
I think
What's
I've watered them
Yeah.
down my whole life.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
I've put myself at 50% and achieved 100%.
Yeah,
I can't
I'm
imagine.
sorry. I'm so
yeah.
sorry, everybody. I don't know what I just did. I fucked up. I fucked up bad. Oh, how the fuck? Oh, I saved it. Okay, okay. We're doing good. We're okay. Man, YouTube does not make this easy. Okay. Live painting, watching YouTube, and chilling. Alright. I am so sorry to everybody. I did not mean to do that. I don't even know what the fuck is going on. Wait, where's the YouTube window? Huh?
What
Or
I
maybe
would have
not.
looked
Sorry,
like
guys.
had I been the guy at 25 that said,
Well-
buck stops here. I'm going to start eating clean.
Let me ask you this though, Bert. You keep an egg in a fridge, let's say, right?
Mhm.
Perfect conditions. Eventually it'll go bad. You pickle that egg with booze, and that egg can last forever. You might have preserved yourself in booze somehow.
Dude, I look at
You're like the beef jerky of guys.
So our boy Bert was due for his annual reality check from based comedian Stavros Halkias. For those of you who are new to this channel, Stav is basically one of us. He's our guy on the inside of the top 250 elite comedy murderers who keeps them in check and dishes out humble pie whenever he's on their podcasts. What Stavros lacks in physical ability and aesthetic beauty, he makes up for in self-awareness, almost like the complete opposite of Bert Kreischer. And so whenever he's in a room with Bert, we're reminded of what Bert could have
Wonder
been
if I
and
could
should
do
have
like
been
a.
instead of the Bert that has been. But what seems to be the trend with Rogan's 6 never been funny comedians is a growing obsession with their health, exercise, and diets. This is what we've come to expect from this new breed of comedians. It was
Oh
only a
dear
few
God.
weeks ago that Tom Segura
One
shared his
second.
improved bowel movements with us
Wow,
on
I keep
YMH
forgetting
with
that
Matt
I'm on
Rife,
camera.
and then again with Joe Rogan on
This is not gonna
JRE
end
after
well,
he
I can
hired a
already
personal
tell.
chef to take care of all
I
of
talk
his
to
dietary
myself
requirements.
way too
There's
much.
also Tom's regular updates on his exercise regime, how his trainer's been adding more cardio and weight training to his program in the lead up to his shoot for Netflix, and we all know about Tom's suspiciously close relationship with his trainer after he made a documentary about himself last year. However, we've long suspected that most of the pandemic comedy millionaires have been hoarding doses of Ozempic so they can hit their dream summer bodies without all the usual effort required to do so. Now, finally, Bert decided to expose the worst kept secret in Hollywood, or Austin, or wherever the fuck these guys are at. So I've got a few servings of podcast cringe slop for you guys today. Stavros was calling out Bert the whole episode for his bullshit takes, and at one point he straight up accused him of lying, so stick around for that towards the end. Just quickly though, make sure you check out the link in the description to my Patreon for all my uncensored long form content. I'm currently working on a video covering Tony
Is the
Hinchcliffe's
audio
drama from
popping?
this week, so you don't want to miss out on that one. There's plenty of other stuff on there as well, covering Rogan, Kill Tony, various whole suits, as well as other bits and pieces, and it's just a great way to support the channel. So go and check that
Man,
out if
that's
you're
like the
interested.
best I
But as
could
for
do.
Bert, what better way to start a podcast without your co-host than to dish out his dirty laundry and confirm what we've been suspecting this whole time?
Hey guys, brand new Two Bears One Cave. Tom Segura is getting his levels checked for Ozempic, and he is not here. You know, have you ever thought about Ozempic?
I've thought about it. I've
Really?
thought about getting Zemped up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how Ozempic works for real. I
Oh,
think
this is an Ozempic issue?
Oh yeah, for real. For real. Oh, yeah, it really is. He does joke ones about me, and I just tell the truth.
Yeah.
I just tell the fucking truth. And everyone goes, "Oh, it's a joke." No, it's not a joke.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's been on Ozempic for as the second it came out, he got on it.
Really?
And
Piece of
that's
shit.
how he lost all the weight. Everyone's like, no,
Wow.
hard work. Really? Really was it hard work? Do you think he looked in the mirror one day and he's like,
This
"That
is
does
pissing
it,
you off.
Tommy."
I can tell that
No.
he's the sexy one
No,
now.
I almost got on it. 'Cause when he got on it before anyone was doing it.
Yeah,
I'm on
interesting.
metformin. I'm not saying that I'm not
Yeah.
pervious. Like
Yeah.
metformin helps with your blood sugars. It's pre-diabetic medication.
Metformin?
Metformin, yeah. I don't know what it does.
Smart. Smart. Don't look into the thing that's altering your body chemistry. But it's all right. You're super healthy every other way.
Dude.
You don't do anything else that might f you up either.
I just got my blood work back.
How's it looking? Love to hear that.
Perfect.
Love
Perfect.
to hear that.
To the point where she said, "This is the healthiest you've ever been."
Wow.
And by the way, I've been partying up until like 2 weeks before I got my blood work. So it's not, I mean, biomarkers take like 110 days to change. So if you want to lower all your results, you got to quit everything for 110 days.
Okay, so this is one of the many things that I don't understand about Bert. The guy's basically on every medication under the sun. Like he just said, he's taking metformin, which is used to treat diabetes, and also for those at high risk of developing type 2 diabetes, like Bert. He's previously mentioned that he takes meds for high blood pressure and high cholesterol. And don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking him for taking meds to improve his health. But why does he then go on and brag about how healthy he is? Taking a bunch of meds while you're an obese alcoholic and getting good blood test results is not a flex. It means all the shit you're taking is working. Bert's constantly bragging about his blood test results and how he's never been healthier, and it sounds like he's more surprised than anyone else. And the whole health circle jerk going on with these guys is pretty fucking wild. I mean, the roller coaster health journey that Tom Segura's been on since he got assaulted by the hardwood flooring in a gym, but then this whole time he's been dosed up on Ozempic, that's not the kind of shit you want to be publicizing. Do you guys remember when comedians used to keep all this shit to themselves? I think it would be different if Tom and Bert actually improved their health instead of taking these celebrity shortcuts and constantly reminding us how rich they are. The last time Bert was on JRE with the Sober October crew, he was bragging about how him and his wife were loving their Ways to Well treatment and how much being on TRT has improved their lives. Everyone should get down there and check it out, etc., etc. We're talking about treatments that cost thousands of dollars a month, and the worst part is
Yeah,
they
I
both
wonder
still
if,
look
like,
like
people would
shit.
rather
But
we
like I said at the
talk.
beginning, we're only just getting started
Yeah,
because
nobody's
Bert's
watching anyway,
delusions,
so.
as usual, got worse.
Do you
What
ever
if I could
think
just
that
put
you
it, like,
might have been
low in the
capable of something
background? Just,
so
like,
much better than what
yeah.
you're doing? And you're using your body to just not die from alcoholism? Do you think like
Every day. Every day. Do you know what?
And
so
I don't know what it would be.
last night,
Yeah.
I was sick. I was legit sick,
Mhm.
and I
Oh.
got sick in the morning. I worked
that's
out
great to
anyway, and I
hear.
was like, I'm doing a podcast with Leanne. I started falling asleep, and then I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a nap, and I haven't been drinking, and then I took a nap, and immediately I bounced back, and I was like, nice, I feel good. I think I have superior genetics.
Yeah, I
And I
wouldn't
think
phrase
I-
it that way.
I think I've watered them down my whole life.
Yes.
And I've put myself at 50% and achieved 100%.
Yeah.
I can't imagine
Dude, he's
Yeah.
so fucking.
what I
maybe
would have
not.
looked like had I been the guy at 25 that said, "Buck stops here. I'm going to start eating clean."
Let me ask you this though,
Well,
bro.
you're
You
not,
keep an
though.
egg in a fridge, let's say, right?
Mhm.
Perfect conditions. Eventually it'll go bad. You pickle that egg with booze, and that egg can last forever. You might have preserved yourself in booze somehow.
Dude, I look at.
You're like the beef jerky of guys.
I'm going to tell you an example. I have a friend he was aggressively fat his entire life.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Yeah. And when he started trying to get healthy, he just started looking old. He's maybe
Mm.
how much younger is Tommy than me?
Wow.
He's-
What a piece of shit.
Tom looks like a 70-year-old man. He looks like a 70-year-old
That's
man.
more salt and pepper though.
No, but it's like aging. Like if you put me and Tom together, you think we're the same age.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a generation older than him,
Interesting.
but I look so much better. It's wild.
I think this is also another
what?
one of your great skills, completely overrating yourself. I don't know that you look
Dude.
that much better, Bert. You're
I-
jacked. I'll give you that. You're stronger.
I'll tell you what my great skills are.
Yeah.
I am amazing. I'm amazing at recognizing talent. I'm hardcore amazing.
You
at it.
are, yep.
I really am, and I'm not even f***ing around.
Oh man. Okay, just so you know, Bert wasn't able to list any other skills. He distracted himself and went on to talk about something else. But I've always wondered, what do you think would happen if Bert did an arena tour on his own? As in, without the massive lineup of comics that he surrounds himself with to sell tickets. I know that Bert's got a big fan base, but like a lot of you out there, I suspect he'd struggle to fill an arena on his own without all of that support. And thank God for Starvey calling out Bert for spinning all his bullshit about how good he looks compared to Tom. The funny thing is, Bert's obviously been listening to all the stuff we've been saying about Tom because he keeps bringing up all the criticisms from the comment sections. We know that Bert reads all the comments and pretends he doesn't. He's even admitted to watching commentary videos about him and Tom. It's also kind of obvious because he repeats all the shit that we say about them. But imagine taking a nap when you're tired and then waking up feeling better, then concluding that
Sorry.
it must be your superior genetics.
I keep forgetting I'm
I think
live.
scientists would learn more about the human brain from listening to the
I'm honestly
mental
surprised I'm
gymnastics
not
that Bert
cutting
goes
off
through
the
to cope with his
video
existence on
constantly,
Two
but-
Bears One Cave each week than they would from conducting actual studies. However, there are momentary glimpses of truth-telling here and there from Bert, and one thing that you can't deny about him is that he understands how lucky he is to be friends with Joe Rogan. This is one of the rare instances where I fully agree with him, and I gotta say, his logic in this next clip is nothing short of flawless.
I said this to, I don't know who I said this to, but I said, for real, luck or talent. Do you think Seth Rogen is who he is today had he never met Judd?
Yeah.
You think he would be still? I mean, I don't.
Not
think
who he is today. I
he
mean,
wouldn't be. He would
no,
never.
'cause-
you-
but that's so much of it. I mean, he's definitely an insane talent. But
he is
like,
an insane talent, but you need.
There's something
luck.
about
You need luck.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of life is luck.
I think
And a
Seth
lot of
Rogen's
life
way
is like
bigger
I
than
always
you,
say.
Bert.
My luck was I know my luck. That and it's I always try to quantify that sliding glass door moment. Tom got invited to dinner with Charlie Murphy.
Hell yeah.
Brother.
And Charlie Murphy was like 45 minutes late. And as Tom waited for Charlie Murphy and his group of friends, Rogan walked up to him and said, "Hey man, I'm Joe." And Tom's like, "I'm Tom." Joe's like, "You're really funny. We should hang out." And Tom's like, "Cool." That moment changed my life. Because had I never met Joe, I wouldn't be here today. That's the truth.
Yeah.
I think too many people think they're the shit. You got to remember,
You think Charlie Murphy's tardiness set off a series of events that led us to this table right here,
with
to this vodka existing?
I would argue Charlie Murphy is the reason we're all here today.
Wow.
I start going down rabbit holes because I do believe in time travel. Hardcore.
Don't say that some online trolls are gonna be like, "All right, got to go back in time and kill Charlie Murphy, so I don't have to fucking hear about Bert." You said that? Some fucking nerd is working on the math right now. He's going to Brooklyn in the 80s with a sniper. He's setting up shop.
He's like, I've had enough of this
I've
guy
had
that
enough.
doesn't believe in sleep apnea, AIDS, alcoholism.
Oh,
and
you don't
death.
believe in sleep apnea?
I don't believe in sleep apnea.
Wow.
I don't.
All right, we'll come back to the sleep apnea thing in a moment because it's probably one of the most dumbass takes I've ever heard come out of Bert Kreischer's inflamed mouth. But like I said, Bert's logic was flawless there. It was a rare moment of self-awareness and clarity that had almost become completely foreign to him. Isn't it funny though how the first thing that popped into Starvy's mind when Bert mentioned time travel is that his haters would want to go back in time to prevent Bert from getting famous. Amongst the top 250 comedy assassins, it's like an open secret how annoying and insufferable Bert is and how people are sick and tired of his face popping up everywhere. Like a couple of weeks ago at the baseball, how the broadcast cut to Ken Jeong in the crowd, but Bert had to take the moment and make it about himself and photobomb Ken by lifting his shirt up and drawing all the attention. Just look at how he shot up like a jack-in-the-box as soon as the camera panned over to them. And the best part is, MLB on Fox didn't even tag him on Instagram, and all the top comments were shitting on Bert for stealing the limelight. but prepare yourselves for the most dogshit medical advice you've ever heard, because Bert's take on dentists and sleep apnea is absolutely incredible. It was so bad that his own crew had to fact check him.
You ready? You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
This is where I become either you love me or you go, I've had enough of him forever.
Yes.
Dentists are quacks. They don't believe in
Okay,
dentists.
love this. Great takes.
Dentists.
You have, and I did see 2 gold teeth in your mouth.
4. I have 4 gold teeth.
Who did that?
Dentists.
Dennis did that. Here's the reason you can have a sandwich right now without excruciating pain.
Why is he laughing?
But all right, I'm willing to hear you out. We'll throw that aside.
Okay. There are some good ones.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
think what
I know it
happens
looks
with
rough right now,
dentistry
but you know
is
what's
a guy
weird
goes
though?
to school for 4 years
sorry.
and thinks that they should.
One of the weird things is like I'm not used to doing like, paintings like this. I don't normally do paintings like this. Actually, the last one I worked on was here. Last one I worked on that's like a landscape type thing like this would be, give me one sec. This one. And I don't think people really like my other paintings like these, but whatever. So this one's called Poppy Tears, and it's 3 panels. One, let's start at the top then. Okay, so the top is, or no, let's start at the bottom. Bottom is the stems growing up. Okay, see like a nice little background. This one's not done either, but you see part of a human skull, a bone, some mountain, desolate mountains, and then weeds, and then it's just growing up. So from this point, they're all equal, They're all growing up equal. Second is 2 of them have branched off and flowered into beautiful poppy flowers, beautiful red poppy flowers. But as you go up a little higher, these other 3 were cut into while they were pods and are essentially bleeding out their opium and our latex, basically. And they are crying and dripping down, starting the cycle over again. But it basically just shows that, like, this plant has beauty in one path and absolute death and destruction in the other path. Also, there's a storm forming, obviously, and blue, very perfectly clear skies. So yeah, that's the last one I did. That was like a landscape type of thing, I guess. Normally I do these geometric ones that are a little crazier. This one. All right. Keep working on this. So basically, I think my plan is to just like, and this is only going up against my snake's tank, so I'm not like, oh, fucking masterpiece. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the same technique over and over and just do it that way. So I'll go over this again with maybe 2 or 3 different colors of green, same way, maybe thinner. I'm gonna go over this after it dries. And then this is really just the hillside, I think. So, trying to think how I would do that. I guess I could kind of make those rocks, right? Yeah. I mean, essentially it's the same thing, so 1 second, chat. Super important call coming through. Damn, I wish I could figure out how to get that other camera rolling. Because if I could get my phone as a camera, I could literally point it right here and have it open, but I don't think you can have two cameras going at the same time. Can you? Can you have two cameras at once on OBS? Oh, so you can't. Wait, what is it talking about? Yeah, it does. Multicam. Okay, here we go. Multicam. Multicam in OBS. Damn, that's ridiculous. Add all the camera to that one scene. Oops. Sorry. Okay, that's weird. You would think that it would allow that. Why wouldn't that allow that? That's really odd. The audio stream is fucked up? What's going on? Bro, I've been live for fucking 45 minutes and nobody is here. Oh, whoops. Sorry.
Should have, if you go to school for 4 years and you get to wear
Alright, I don't want to listen to fucking Bert Kreischer anymore. What is that? I mean, who's that? Oops. Is that? Alright. Come on. I mean, nobody has come out with anything today. It's fucking Halloween. I can watch YouTube all the time, and the one time I'm like on here, I can't fucking find anything. How I got the red meat disease. Alright, there we go.
I got this fucking kombucha that I'm gonna try. I feel like I should shake it, or at least like do this. On a bit of a health craze this
Ew.
past 6 hours
Yep.
since I found out I have alpha Gale syndrome.
The fuck is that?
Yeah, that tastes really bad.
Alpha
It tastes
Gale
really bad. It's
syndrome?
confirmed. Yeah. Okay. Little rundown. Alpha Gale or alpha Gal syndrome. I always say it wrong. I don't give a fuck. I'm the one that has it, so I'm gonna say it how I want to say it. Alpha Gal syndrome. I don't know if this is gonna be a YouTube video. I might explain this to my chat. I already know the title. How I got the red meat disease, because now I might as well profit some buckaroos off the fact that now I can't eat meat for the rest of my life and I have a higher chance of dying of a heart attack. I got bit by a tick back
he has
in
Lyme disease?
July in Virginia at an Airbnb with my friends. I found it on my knuckle and I
Wait.
swiped it off. I was kind of worried
When you
about
get Lyme
Lyme's
disease, you
at
can't
the
have
time because I know
fucking-
that ticks can carry Lyme's disease, specifically Lone Star ticks. But they can also carry another disease that many people don't know about called alpha Gal syndrome,
Oh,
which is
fuck,
also
I didn't know
called
that.
the red meat disease, which you might have heard of. And it's basically a disease that is transferred by ticks, chiggers, or other small bugs, but very few small bugs, mainly in the northeast / east region in the United States. And it effectively makes it so you can't eat mammal meat for the rest of your life, specifically beef, but also pork, bison, venison,
why?
lamb, anything that gives live birth. So these are my, okay, let me actually show this
Wait,
first. I had to
what?
get a blood test for this. I got bit by the tick in July, and I got chiggers in August, and both of those can carry it. Which one gave it to me, I don't know. But maybe both did. Who knows? Because they can kind of stack and make you more allergic to it. It takes about a month to 3 months for it to onset. And so I was perfectly fine. I didn't think I had it. And then I went tubing with my friends in late August. And we went drinking, right? And I woke up the next day just covered in hives. And I was like, this is bad. I was like, what the fuck happened? And I kind of attributed it to either me being sick or just me being allergic to some sort of alcohol that I drank. I originally thought it was tequila because my girlfriend's also allergic to tequila. So I was like, oh, maybe that's what I have because she gets hives if she has a sip of tequila or agave in general. End up, drinking tequila later on. I don't break out in hives. We end up going to, flash forward, go to TwitchCon. I go to San Diego. If you saw the San Diego vlog, me, Brooke, Zeusy, and my mod Elsis went to the San Diego Zoo. While we were at the zoo, I ate a cheeseburger. It was like a pretty big cheeseburger, and I had pork sausage for breakfast, right? And I was perfectly fine, and then we're walking around for about 4 hours. I walk like fucking 6 miles at the zoo. And right when we get in the Uber, I notice that I'm covered in hives. And when we get back, I'm covered all over my body, and they start breaking out in my face and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And so I realized it's not alcohol. It's got to be something else. At the time, this was literally 2 weeks ago, I still had no idea what the fuck I was allergic to. And so flash forward again to last weekend, not this past weekend, the weekend before, I had Taco Bell, and then I woke up with hives. And then I was like, maybe I have the red meat disease that I hadn't thought about for 3 months since July. I was like, maybe I have that. So I tested it out, and I decided I was just going to eat steak all day just to determine, which was, in hindsight, a really bad idea because I could have broken out into anaphylaxis and died in my sleep. But it was, I was a bit of a myth buster at the time, chat. I was a bit of a myth buster. I needed to see what was wrong. So I ate steak, and then I ordered 2 brisket Chipotle burritos and macked them. Woke up in the morning covered in hives, like fat ones on my thighs and my face and my back. I was like, oh, fuck, dude, and I kind of felt like shit. So I was like, okay, I probably have this. Schedule a blood test. I go get a blood test, and this is basically the results. This is how it works. You basically test for IgEs, which is your antibodies for a specific thing, right? If anybody here is allergic to something and gotten a blood test for it before, you basically test your IgEs for a specific thing. I was testing my immunoglobulin levels for alpha-gal / certain meats, right? Mainly alpha-gal, but also the meats because they have alpha-gal, which is like the sugar in them, right? And that's what the tick transferred to me. Most people have 0.1 or less, right? Like before I got bit by this tick,
Am I
probably
talking enough?
had around 0.08, 0.07, whatever the fuck it was.
Oh, you guys
Something
can't
that's
see
like
either.
nothing, right? I'm not allergic to it at all. Some people might be mildly allergic and shit like that, right? So this is what I got tested for. And then you could see how it
By the
scales,
way,
right? Low is 0.1, low, still 0.1, moderate up to 1, high
my
is
way
3,
of
very high
painting
is 19, and then very,
is
very
just to go
high is
for
above
it,
19.
so
Now, here are my results. So, as you can see here, the Joe Bart blood isn't really a fan of Alpha Gal. You know, I personally think I got it from the Chigger bites in August. Editor, throw up an image from one of my streams of my ankle covered in them. I'm highly allergic to pork. I'm very highly allergic to beef and lamb. And I'm very, very highly allergic to Alpha Gal. Other downside, right, is I might not be able to eat cheese and dairy either, which is really bad, right? I think I'm fine with that shit. I'm going to an allergist to determine that. But for possibly the rest of my life, I can't eat any mammal, which sucks. And if I go to a hospital, now I have to tell them that I'm allergic to alpha gal, because most people that die of alpha gal end up getting like oxycodone or some other cancer medicines or certain medicines in their life that have alpha gal, and then they just die of anaphylaxis at a hospital. While you're getting treated for something, the hospital accidentally gives you something that has alpha gal in it, because many medicines like Tylenol have alpha gal or gelatin capsules or something like that that have that shit in it. And if I eat that, I die. So, not a definitive. It really depends how allergic I am. I know this means I'm really allergic. I don't know how allergic that actually means. If I'll break out in, hives, or if my throat will close and I'll die. I'm probably going to have to get EpiPens. I don't know for sure. That's one of the downsides. Second downside of red meat disease is it increases your chance of dying of a heart attack and stroke. And I already have familiar history of heart attack and stroke. So I might die young, which sucks. I cried about it earlier. But
oh,
I don't know.
damn.
That's why I'm drinking kombucha right now, because I feel like I need to be healthier. It basically just increases plaque buildup by around 30%. And plaque doesn't go away, so it's something that kind of compounds in your life. You can kind of slow it down and reverse the process. I'm not really that unhealthy of a person, but I smoke, which is also bad. If anything, chat, I'm still going to eat edibles. I don't give a fuck. This has genuinely, this has been like one of the biggest motivations for me to quit smoking, because now it's like a definitive thing that like I will have more plaque in my arteries than the average person my age, or likely to. Not a definitive, but they did a bunch of tests. It's still a very new disease, or not a new disease, new syndrome that people know about. So yeah, I'm probably gonna cut out smoking. Maybe outside of like on 420 or some specific special occasion. Outside of that, I'm likely to just only eat only eat edibles. Yeah, but yeah, that sucks. That really made me upset because I obviously don't want to die young, but I hope I don't. I think I'll still be fine. I'll see what the allergist can obviously do for me, but there's nothing that really like cures this or helps with it. And any medicines that I have, it's basically the antibodies. The amount of antibodies in your blood kind of increases plaque buildup. It's a certain type of plaque buildup. I don't know the name of it, but it's the bad one. Obviously, all plaque is bad, but it's the one that highly increases the chance of stroke or heart attack.
Yo,
it's your boy. Nothing I can really do.
All right. Dude. Like, it's crazy to me that, like, my stream wouldn't even, like, come up randomly, you know? Like, and somebody would, like, click on it. You know what I mean? It's just fucking annoying. Like, it's just frustrating. Because there's people that, like, stream. And, please tell me it's not going to show this. No, 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 no. Like, is there a way I can, like, I'll change the thumbnail. Maybe that's why. Alright, let's see. No. Viewer. Sticking to my Damn, what's a better picture? I just want like a good picture. That would be kind of funny. That would make people click on it. How about this one? All right, we'll do that. Oh God. Save. Maybe people will click on it now. That'd be kind of cool. Huh? Wait. Are there people watching right now? No fucking way. Whoa. Oh. Wow. That was so lame. The window was small, and I thought the average view duration wasn't what I would thought it was. That's okay. All right, let's watch some more of this, I guess. I'll
Do about
keep
it.
painting.
I'm hoping that over the next few years, my IgE
Ooh, what if I
levels
back
go
it up a
down,
little bit? Maybe it'll work.
because that basically means that I could either A, eat meat potentially, or also just have less plaque buildup in my arteries. Can you eat fish? Yeah, I can eat anything that lays eggs or any sort of sea creature. Like, I can't
All
eat
right, I'm
mammals.
gonna mute myself
Well, not
for a
every sea
sec.
creature, because there are sea creatures that are
Oh.
mammals, but you don't really eat, like, dolphins. I can't eat people. That's the first thing that showed up. Shocker. Dog, platypi, lion, tigers, bats, cats. Well, at least I won't be, like, getting COVID from eating bats. Wolves, horses, bears, cattle, hippos, giraffes, orcas, goats. I mean, nobody really eats that shit anyway. The stuff that I can't eat that people do eat is, like, deer, bison, beef, squirrels, any, like, sort of, like, game I can't eat and shit like that. I don't think that I'm anaphylaxis allergic. Just because I've broken down in hives like 10 times, the tick introduced alpha-gal in my system and caused me to have an increased amount of antibodies for it. And so if I eat red meat, when I digest the sugars in those meats, I have a severe allergic reaction. So it's delayed too. Most people that if you're allergic to something, or most people that you know that are allergic to something, say you're allergic to like peanuts. Most people that eat peanuts, the second it hits their tongue and they swallow it, they immediately start swelling up and shit like that. Like I have family members and friends that are allergic to shit and their throat closes and all that stuff. What's scarier, depending on how you look at it, about mine is I don't have a reaction until 6 hours later. So if I eat dinner and whatever's in my dinner causes me to have a reaction, I won't know until 4 in the morning if I wake up, right? Or just die in my sleep or some shit like that. I doubt I will. I hope I don't, knock on wood, but I just wanted to let y'all know, right? So part of the problem, one of the other reasons I want to let y'all know is we're doing MREs soon, and I guarantee you a lot of those have beef in them. So I'll probably be able to chew it, but I'm going to have to spit it out. Like, I could taste beef. It's not like I'm allergic on contact. It's if I eat it. Some people are also airborne allergic to, like, cooking meat. I don't think I am, but, I mean, I don't know yet. I'm going to the allergist, and we'll fucking figure it out. But I just never even knew this shit was a thing, which is why it sucks. Like, everybody always knows about Lyme's disease, where you get, like, lockjaw and die, and then it's, like, really fucking scary to have Lyme's disease, and you can start, like, having really tight joints, and you need to go to a hospital early and get, you know, not cured, but they kind of put it in remission for the rest of your life. That's scary. I didn't even know alpha-gal was a fucking thing. And then you're telling me I go on a random Airbnb trip to Virginia or Maryland, and a bug bites me, and now I'm allergic to fucking mammals for the rest of my life.
That is
And I
weird.
also have increased plaque buildup. Like, that fucking sucks. But yeah, you know, now I gotta stay away from that shit. So future videos, if I ever do taste test stuff, I might be able to chew it, but I can't swallow it. But I think I'll be able to eat dairy still and cheese. I think that'll be fine. I hope it's fine. If not, then I'll really be upset. Just because that would eliminate the majority of things everybody eats in a day. Even if it's like minute. Can you eat lunchly? If lunchly has beef in it, no. And dude, this is like the biggest problem too. Is like any lunch, dude, like lunch meats too. I was on stream yesterday and I was like, Brooke was like, I'm grabbing food. What do you want? I was like, oh, I want an Italian hoagie. I can't eat Italian hoagies. Everything that's in an Italian is mammal meat. I can't eat fucking ham. Right? I can eat turkey sandwiches. I've ranted a million times about I fucking hate turkey. So now, like, dude, I never meal prep fish. I went to the grocery store earlier. I bought fucking tuna and salmon. So now I'm going to fucking meal prep tuna and salmon because what the fuck else am I going to eat? I'm just going to eat chicken all the fucking time? Might as well become vegan, dude. I feel like, dude, I was thinking about this. I was like, yo, that vegan teacher, once she finds out I'm allergic to red meat, oh my God, she's just going to be a fucking dick. I already know. I already know she's going to be like, oh, well, Joe, maybe you could turn to the bright side. She's gonna. Oh my God, yeah, it's a sign. That's what she's gonna say. She's gonna say it's a sign that I'm allergic to fucking mammal meat, and then she's gonna put up a stupid fucking PNG of a cow, and it's gonna be like, oh, eating animals is wrong. Bananas. Eat kale. Oh my God. What about Impossible Burgers? I mean, that's vegan shit. I could eat that. Anything that's vegan, I could eat. I don't want to eat Impossible Burgers, though, dude. I
those
just
are
don't want to eat
fucking
that.
weird.
Honestly, I'd probably just eat a turkey burger. But that just fucking sucks, dude. Little PSA, check yourself for ticks. Like, your entire body. Because it takes time to transfer to you, right? I really think I got it from the chiggers because they dig into you. And I had them
Man,
for like
that's such a
month,
dangerous word
right?
to
And it
say.
was just like these sores on my
It
body.
could really
I don't
screw
think
that
the
up
tick
and
gave
be
it to
in
me
some
because it takes like 24 hours
serious
to like
internet
go to you.
trouble.
But if you ever go camping or go out in the woods and you're on the East Coast or whatever, check your fucking whole body. The tick that bit me was literally between my knuckle
Ugh.
right here. Like the size of the point of a pen. Was just
Ew.
on me. And then that might have given it to me. All right. Are we ready to get into the games today?
What a dumb way to end a clip. Alright, chat, let's see what auto plays. Actually, it does kind of work. Oh, no autoplay. How about that? That's crazy how long that took me. What is this?
Everyone is trying to get between you and your money, but no industry I can think of is willing to outright fraud you.
Damn. Try this one.
2001 was a busy year. Apple was popping off. Napster and Sega, meanwhile, threw in their respective towels. We got 3 new game consoles, one from a brand new challenger. Scientists found this little guy, and America had her worst day ever. And for those of us who still remember all of that, Windows XP holds a special place in our hearts. But was it really that good? Or was it just better than the Millennium Edition and Vista dumpster fires that bookended it? To find out, we gathered some of our young and young at heart friends to see if they could navigate Microsoft's most iconic Windows ever. There's lots more where that came from, but before we get to it, there's one more thing that came out in 2001. This Segway. Well, not this one exactly, one like it. Whoa! Does this thing even work?
Not even a little.
We're still gonna get to our sponsor though, Hetzner. With their new Singapore location, Hetzner's GDPR-compliant, high-performance cloud servers are now lowering latency on a global scale. Check out their metered, pay-as-you-go options using our link down below. Windows XP was chock full of important milestones. It was the first consumer version of Windows to be based on the more stable NT kernel. It was the first to require Microsoft product activation online, and it was the first major overhaul of the Start menu since it was introduced back in Windows 95. It was also the first Windows to use graphical effects like alpha compositing and drop shadows to pretty up the interface, and it introduced ClearType for better readability on LCD displays, which were just starting to approach affordability for the home user. There were also big changes to the control panel, Windows Explorer, networks and internet connectivity, multi-language support, and multimedia tools, many of which have changed a fair bit since then. So let's see if our test subjects are able to navigate our challenges.
I'm Katie and I'm 18 years old.
I am McIntyre and I am 17 years old.
Hi, I'm Elijah, junior writer here. I am 26 years old and I have actually never used Windows XP. I've never even used Windows 7.
Whoa, Windows XP is running on this display. Man, I haven't used this since like 2001. I remember it was my favorite operating system all the way until probably Windows 10. You know, the funny thing is it actually looks really alike. Like Windows hasn't actually changed all that much. Wow, the local area connection with the little 2 like monitors or whatever. Oh my God, I forgot all about this stuff. Oh my God, is the control panel the good one? Oh, I can't search anymore. No, I have to actually hit the search button.
I want you to set up a screensaver.
Where is it? Can I search for it?
You can try.
What was it called again?
Probably pictures. Oh gosh, this is bad. Oh my.
Oh my gosh, it's right there. Oh, that one, for sure.
Oh, that one, oh my God, I forgot about all the screensavers. Oh, where's the like pipes, 3D pipes? Yeah.
All right, well, properties, obviously. Desktop, screensaver. Wait, does this have the pipes? Hell yeah. There you go. It has been applied.
So I think you're the first person to go to properties to do that.
Oh. Where did everyone else go?
Everyone else went through control panel.
Oh, the dog! I forgot about the dog! I remember Merlin. Yeah, Merlin was dope. Who else? Courtney, Earl. I don't remember Courtney or Earl. I mostly just remember Merlin and Rover. 100% using Merlin. Switch. Why didn't he switch? Oh, he's going away. And then he comes in. What an animation. Oh my God. Probably my favorite thing that I used to do in XP was turn everything off so that I could get higher FPS in Half-Life and Counter-Strike.
It took its sweet time. All right, my CD's in. Now we need to open it.
Does this thing even open? I don't even think I've ever even touched one of these things. I'm trying not to break it. I have no clue. Okay, now I've just gotten a bunch of options of different audio. I can play the audio, copy it, play it from different, I think, apps, I think.
I don't know how to do it. No, there's no copy. It just says enable and disable selected tracks.
Is there anything
Properties?
top right?
Oh yeah, copy music right there.
Oh, there. Okay.
Oh, this will be easy. I want track 1, and I want track 6, and I want track 9.
Let's do 1 and 24. Wait, now the 24 is gone. Okay, this makes some sense. Okay, now they're all gone. Now they're all unchecked. What?
Oh, I can hear it. It's, oh, the high pitch is actually really annoying. It's doing some sort of coil whine of some sort. Well, it sounds like coil whine. I don't know if it's actually coil whine, but like it's that type of sound. Is it done? Holy crap, this takes forever. I could probably Google this CD faster on YouTube. Go to a youtube.mp3 ripper. Don't do that, by the way. And then rip it faster than this. This is crazy. Hey, I got my 3 songs.
All right, good work. Now, I want you to make an audio CD with those tracks.
Insert blank CD. Okay. Well, conveniently, there's a blank CD right here.
Why are you so broke on it?
It's a CD. They
scratch like these.
Do they? Yeah. Oh.
Okay, now it's copying to the CD. Nice. First one's done. This is mine.
There you go.
There we go.
Did you do 4?
I did 15 and 16.
Okay.
So, oh yeah. Sweet. I got my own CD now.
All right. You just look at your tracks.
No, it's not click and drag. Oh, copy. Insert blank CD. I did.
Look a little closer at the tracks.
Huh? They look the exact f***ing same. What do you mean look closer at the drives? One says LG, one says DVD. Is it because this one says secure disc or a super multi?
Yeah, the super multi is what you're after.
Okay, copy. Holy.
This is the fast version.
That's crazy to me. Dude, this would drive me, like if my Windows 10 or Windows 11 computer was acting this slow, I would immediately be reinstalling. I'd be like, something's wrong.
I forgot how long. You'd put a CD in and you'd like rip it and then you'd walk away for a while because it actually takes some time. What a process. We just don't even do this anymore. Wow, I get to open it?
Yeah.
I get the privilege? Sheesh. Amazing. Oh. Smells like 2000, baby.
Which one's what?
It should say on them.
Select the programs you want to install. Oh, I see it. Okay, okay. Oh, there it goes, it's installing. Oh, insert Microsoft Suite Disk 2 and then, why does it ask me to do Disk 2?
Yeah, back in the day, and this is after floppies too, because you used to have to do this with floppies as well, where you'd get like a stack of floppies and then you'd install them disc by disc.
This is
And
gonna
then
look
CDs
like a
came out and they could hold a lot more
fifth grader
information.
did
That was
this.
great, but you still had to
I am not
do a
good
lot
at
of things one
fucking
by one. I remember installing Diablo 2,
embarrassing.
and you could skip
Good thing nobody's watching me.
part of the install, but you wouldn't get the cinematics because they were all
you
on
know
like
what?
disc
I don't
3
even know
or
why
whatever.
I'm asked this,
All
but
right, let's see if this just
you guys
auto
wanna see
launches. It
how
did.
it
Setup.
unmasks?
Wow.
Watch
This
this.
may take several minutes. That's very true. It would take even longer if it was on a hard drive, which everyone had back then.
Hold on, let me get it up. You gotta like get it in the corner. There we go. Oh, that's so
All
cool.
programs. Holy crap, this is the worst organization I've ever seen in my entire life.
Cut is the bottom.
Could not find streets and trips on this machine. Oh, disc on this machine. Oh, do I need to? Okay. What the hell's the point of installing the program if I have to reinsert the disc anyways?
So it'll install what it needs to run. But the one with that is one of the CDs.
Oh. Is that just because like people didn't have hard drives like big enough back then? Probably.
In a lot of cases, yeah.
Okay.
Didn't have hard drives
We
at
did
all.
it. Wait, how do I move? Oh God, I just. Oh, I can search. Linus. No, that wouldn't work because it's. What's our address? Right here would be the office.
That road doesn't look like that anymore.
Yeah, it does not look like this. I found the office. Let's go. All right, now let's dox Linus. His exact address is.
I want to go to cheatcc.com, cheat code central, because back then you could actually cheat in video games without like hacking. Wow, member of the week, this guy. I don't know who he is, but sure. Oh my God, GameCube free CCC email, DVD, PlayStation, codes. You go to codes and you'd find codes and you'd enter them in. You'd have to search by, oh my God, you'd search. You'd be like, I want the Crash Bandicoot cheat codes. And then you'd scroll down. Cool, oh yeah, Cool Borders 4.
Man, this sucks. Is this because we're using Web Archive, or is this how long it would take to load a website back then?
Little column A, little column B.
Okay. There's an Athlon XP 1800. Is that? Oh, and a motherboard. So that's a combo. 160 CAD for a motherboard CPU combo. That's pretty good. A broadband router. Woo! 60 gig hard drive, 140 Canadian dollars. Do you want to not be able to install the newest Call of Duty? Here's $140. Have a good day. That's crazy.
Play a lot of pinball.
Nope. Played once in an arcade machine in a bowling alley, but that's about it.
This was like the hot new game that came out with this version of Windows, basically.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Right?
Yeah. I got a new computer. You want to play pinball with me? Here we go. He's right here. Or is this a girl?
Why'd you hit her?
No, I didn't hit her. I'm right where the arrow. Oh, yeah, now I hit her. My bad.
Yo, GTA 3. No, Max Payne. I love Max Payne. Yo, I want. What's this monitor? Is it 1920?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I want anti-aliasing off. Yeah. High settings. Everything's on high. Let's see how this game runs, baby. Oh, dude, this is like 30? 60? Oh, God, my frames dropped. Oh, God, there's another one. Check this out. Dude, this game is sick, man. It makes me respect where we're at now for operating systems, I think. Like, even just the simple things like hitting Windows and search or the load times for things.
You know, as much as I reminisce and like to think I miss XP, it's really easy to just fly through Windows 11. There's a lot of like submenus that I originally was like, oh, why'd they get rid of all these? But once you get used to it, it's so much faster.
Looking back then, Windows XP really was a huge step in the path toward modern Windows. 95 and 98 deserve some credit. They had vastly more usable interfaces than what came before them, but they did nothing to solve the issues that were inherent with the DOS-based reality that was behind the curtains. 2000 addressed a lot of the stability and security concerns, thanks to its business-grade NT kernel, but it was only intended for business users and was priced to match, so it fell to XP to bring those benefits to the average user. And aside from just stability, there are glimpses of the future all over Windows XP. The Start menu moved away from the monolithic All Programs list in favor of highlighting your most used app. It had improved search, meaning you didn't have to go digging for things quite so often. And it had improved networking and internet features that were central to ushering in the always connected world we live in now, where most of what we do on a computer is in a web browser, say with Wikipedia, rather than loaded onto our machine with a disk like Microsoft Encarta. Speaking of mind-blowing things, this will probably blow our younger viewers' minds, but thumbnails, slideshows, and the task pane, those didn't exist before Windows XP. And while auto run wasn't new, there was finally enough functionality in the operating system and bundled apps for it to be genuinely useful, as we saw in our music ripping and our disk burning challenges. So XP, you know what? You stood up to the test of time, even if your usability could have been a little better. Just like this segue could have been a little better. To our sponsor.
Acronis. Managing your organization's IT can be quite difficult if you don't have a clear view of what's going on. It can almost feel like playing whack-a-mole, but you're blindfolded. And you're driving a car, and the volume is cranked to the max. You guys get the point. But with Acronis Cyber Protect, you get a combination of security, backup, and recovery that are all bundled into one easy-to-use AI-enhanced platform that reduces your reliance on central IT. You can enjoy ultra-secure backup and recovery from multi-site environments, manage remote endpoints, run vulnerability assessments, and handle patch management through a single console. Plus, with centralizing things into a single platform, you save on the hassle and cost of dealing with multiple vendors. So use our link in the video description and see for yourself how you can simplify your business's data protection and cybersecurity with Acronis Cyber Protect.
If you guys enjoyed this video, maybe go check out the one where we had young people try Windows 95. They struggled even more.
A quarter of Google is AI.
Intel couldn't even get a quarter of one sale.
And AMD under-quartered on their quarter for gaming. It's bad. Let's get into the hot Cheetos, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Thursday, October 31st. Halloween. We had some leftover costumes from the charity stream. So, what are you?
Helma.
Helmo?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Frick 'em.
Oh, you're from Sesame Street. What the heck, man? Oh boy. Well, I don't know if Google means this in the way that everybody is interpreting it, but the CEO came out and said that AI was used in a quarter of the company's code that's been generated recently. That's a lot.
That is a shocking number, actually.
So it was said with the idea that it's boosting productivity and efficiency and allows the engineers to do more and move faster, but not necessarily to do layoffs, even though they've definitely done those.
Yeah.
Man,
So
this
I'm
masking
curious,
stuff
what percentage of your
actually, you know,
workflow
it's
is
kinda funny.
AI
I bet
these
it's the
days?
same
What have you
it's latex, I
offloaded to
think.
ChatGPT to help you out with? What have your bosses replaced you
smells like
with? I want to hear
latex.
from you down below. What percentage of your work is AI these days? And if you're looking to do more AI work on the road, you should check out today's video sponsor.
Keeping productive while you travel is always a struggle. As a tech channel, we travel a few times a year to attend events like CES and Computex, and it's always tough to get set up in a good spot to work. That's where today's sponsor, ProtoArc, comes in with their XKM01 case up. This sleek little case holds an entire mobile workstation, complete with a folding Bluetooth keyboard, a slim Bluetooth mouse, and a lightweight folding monitor stand. For holding everything this case does, it stays nice and light and small enough to barely take up any backpack space. The case itself has extra room for charging cables or USB hubs for connecting all your other wired devices. The portable monitor stand sets up super fast, so getting ready to work is as simple as unfolding the keyboard and opening your laptop. We set a timer and we were able to get everything set up and working in just 56 seconds. ProtoArc is all about melding ergonomics with productivity, and using the XKM01 case-up's monitor stand really does make a difference in your workflow. Keeping your laptop higher up at eye level is great at reducing neck and back fatigue while working on the go, allowing you to feel better and stay focused longer. You can upgrade your mobile work setup today by picking up an XKM01 case-up from ProtoArc via the link in the description below. Huge thanks to ProtoArc for sponsoring today's video.
Well, Reese, I'm definitely going to need that ProtoArc combo for the purchases I made yesterday, because as expected, we finally got the last announcement of the Apple lineup. This is actually, I figured out what their strategy was as I was getting ready for Hot News today. The first day was the unveiling of the M4 with the iMac. The second day was the unveiling of the M4 Pro.
Right?
And then the third day's M4 Max. That's why they staggered it 3 days. Allegedly, they also did this because their Scary Fast event last year didn't get them as much press as they wanted. And so they staggered it out so that they dominated the headlines for 3 days. People kept talking about them.
I get it.
It wasn't everything at once. So we did get a new MacBook Pro lineup with several different changes, including new chips, as well as a new display with nano texture finish to make
nice
it
display.
less reflection. But also one of the impressive things is that it's still HDR 1600 nits, but it's SDR 1000 nits.
Which is so nice.
Which is so wild.
So nice.
Especially when you consider that the M4 version, don't go Pro, don't go Max, is like $16.99.
Yeah.
We've reviewed the ZenBook S16 and the ZenBook S14 from Intel and AMD recently. Their screens aren't that nice. They're OLED, but the screen on the MacBook Pros are still very good.
Yeah, no, it's exciting all around, I think.
They increased the webcam. It's now 12 megapixels, and
Hooray.
it's got all three of the new chips, the 4 Pro, and the 4 Max. We'll talk about the 4 Max in a little bit, but also connectivity on the new M4 Pro and above. You get Thunderbolt 5 ports, 3 of them, for 120 gigabit connectivity. You still get the SD card, still get the MagSafe connection there. You get HDMI, headphone jack still exists, and then you've got Wi-Fi 6E, not 7, but honestly it's good for a lot of people, but it's not perfect. Additionally, they're saying the battery life is the best ever on a MacBook. You can get up to 22 hours in certain versions of the 14 and up to 24 hours on certain versions of the 16. So it's going to be available November 8th, just like everything else. 16 gigabytes of RAM is the base amount for everybody,
which I'm glad they bumped that up.
Definitely. The M4 Max has 16 cores, 40-core GPU, 35% increase in memory bandwidth, going up to a total of 546 gigabytes per second. That's nearing the PS5 level of memory bandwidth, which is wild. It's increased from the M3 Max by 2 cores on the CPU, and then again, that increase on the memory bandwidth, which Apple is saying can account for 20% overall performance jump. We'll see. I mean, I could believe that their unified architecture is memory bandwidth limited, and this could allow to feed the GPU a little bit better, feed the CPU a little bit better, some IPC increases in there. I wouldn't say 20% in everything, but definitely an improvement.
Like, I have to say, my M1 Mac Mini is still chugging along so nicely for everyday tasks. These are just going to be killing it.
It's going to be crushing it. Fast speed, same performance on battery and off. And they're announcing new games coming to Mac OS next year.
Yep.
Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition is going to be coming out.
That was the surprise for me.
Yeah, if you have it, it carries over. You don't have to buy it again. Yeah, it's just that it has Mac OS support now.
Oh, hell
It's the same game on Steam. That's it. It's great. So Phantom Liberty, you can play it on your Mac now. That's all happening. They're getting better for gaming, and it'll take full advantage of Apple Silicon and the advanced technologies of Metal. But the last surprise announcement that they kind of slipped in at the end was that the MacBook Air is getting 16 gigs of RAM at no extra cost. So they're increasing the RAM, not increasing the price, and going back on that fight that they had at the beginning of the year where they're like, our 8 gigabytes is like everybody else's 16, and when it's not true, and it was wrong the entire time. Now they're caving and doing it. No,
this is a win for anyone grabbing one now.
Don't clap for Apple. They don't deserve it. People are gonna get mad that we did that. Sesame Street, brother.
Yeah.
So there's some big improvements. I got an M4 Max. Being on an M2 Pro for the last year, because I bought it like a couple months before the M3 Pro came out, working on a MacBook on the go, taking it to CES, taking it to Computex, it is the best option no matter what. I can edit videos in a coffee shop and not bring my charger, and I cannot do that on a Windows laptop.
I was about to say, the second you're off power on a laptop, I've experienced this now again in the office. It hurts me every single time. Yep. I immediately plug it back in.
Yep. But on a MacBook, I haven't experienced that problem. Also, we're getting in. I've made other. I'm an Apple shill. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I like Apple products for the workflow that I have, and so I'm gonna be using them for the workflow that I have. Whether or not that works for you, probably not. But Reese, before they get rabid in the comments, give them some PC deals, please.
I got you guys.
All right, Reese said he doesn't have PC deals, so I'll let you know that a lot of the new Apple stuff is cheaper on Best Buy, $50 to $150 off, depending on what you want to get. So there's a deal.
There is a deal.
I brought the deals on the Mac.
And hey, we've got some other deals for you here. Well, first up, we have this EPO Maker and all a collaboration with the F65 65% hard swappable gasket mount wireless mechanical keyboard, going for only $47.99, making it $12 off with the coupon applied. But then next up, we have this Be Quiet Pure Loop 2 240mm AIO CPU liquid cooler, going for only $82.54, making it $32.36 off. And then lastly, we have this InnoCN 27-inch 4K 60Hz mini LED HDR 1000 monitor, going for only $199.99 with the coupon applied, making it $100 off.
That is a very weirdly spec'd monitor. 4K, 60 hertz, but 27-inch. That's very compact for 4K. But then HDR 1000, I might pick that up from my Mac.
I know.
That seems actually quite good for productivity.
I was about to say, productivity-wise, this thing has full DCI-P3 color coverage.
Ooh,
it's
baby!
Nuts.
HDR 1000 is nothing to sniff at $200.
That's why it's on here. And hey, with that, the deals are done. You can find these and more linked in the video description down below. Until next time, I'm gonna hand you off back to the hot Cheeto for the rest of your hot meals. Cheers. Then,
ow!
Oh, sorry.
Owie! Just need a moment to recover from all that head banging.
Yeah, I saw that going.
Well, Reese, it appears that Intel's going to need to give gamers a big deal if anybody's going to be buying them, at least over from Mind Factory in Germany. The sales numbers came out for the first week after the Core Ultra 200S came out, and not one Intel Core Ultra chip was sold over at Mind Factory. Now, here in the US, certain versions were sold out. However, I've seen that matched with reports that stock was incredibly limited. They, like, even though it launched, it feels, and you know, I'm just going to say this with a grain of salt, might be a paper launch. It's very, very limited, but it appears that it's not really affecting too many people who wanted to pick that up, because the highest performing in terms of sales Intel CPU over for Mind Factory is the 13400, which is in 21st place behind a ton of Ryzen chips. So it seems like in the DIY sector, people who are building their own PCs, not really choosing Core Ultra. You'll find them in computers, especially with pre-builts and other things that are going on the market. But if you're building it yourself, doesn't look like it's moving. But I want to move with this new handheld. 1xFly F1 Pro announces their first HX370 powered gaming handheld, which I'm excited for because the HX370 chip, very good in terms of gaming performance. And it's got all of the features that you want, the 890M. They haven't confirmed RAM or storage yet, but they did say it's a 7-inch OLED 144 hertz screen.
OLED.
It's just going to be very nice. And then if we could get something like SteamOS on it, or Bazite, which is the new operating system that I'm seeing a lot of people put on their handhelds. This could be fantastic all around. No release date and no pricing. So
it's out there in the open, but kind of not so much detail.
Yeah, it's not the first HX370 gaming handheld announced. I just keep getting excited because the 890M is quite good compared to what we had last generation. But that's not what's happening with AMD. We got their earnings report. And AMD's great. They're doing fine financially. 18% up year over year. Numbers going to the moon. Too bad that's not from you buying their stuff. It's from the data centers buying their stuff. All of the numbers came in, and the gaming sector crashed. Let me read the specs off to you brother.
Please do.
So its revenue is up 18% year over year. Its net income is up 158% year over year.
Hello.
They're doing great. Gross margin rose to 50%, which is an increase, but let's go ahead and take a look at the segment. All right, data center up 122% year over year revenue, 240 on operating income. Client 29% net revenue, 97% operating income. Let's just skip gaming for a second. Embedded down 25%, down 39%.
Wow.
Gaming in net revenue down a not nice 69%.
That is nuts.
That is brutal. Year on year for the operating income, 94%. So while NVIDIA has been experiencing this great AI boom with all of their data center stuff selling really well, that's kind of gone hand in hand with their gaming stuff either being stagnant or increasing quite a bit. Like they've dipped a little bit quarter to quarter in certain segments, but for the most part, it's been either flat or up. AMD lost it.
This is tanking.
So I will remind you that a lot of AMD's gaming income basically comes from consoles. And there has been nothing new or exciting for people to pick up. Basically, anybody who's wanted an Xbox or a PS5 has been able to pick them up reliably for roughly 2 years now. And the PS5 Pro, which is not coming out until next week, people don't have their hands on, isn't reported in this. Potentially, that could bring the numbers up. Additionally, if people want an RX 7000, they probably already bought it by now. It's just, we're going to have to wait and see if Q4 can bring it, or Q1, because Lisa Su did talk about RDNA 4, RX 8000, saying that there's improvements. It's going to be faster. What do you know? It's going to have ray tracing improvements. It's going to have a strong increase in gaming performance and add new AI capabilities.
AI!
So first, RDNA 4 GPUs in early 2025. Strong increase in gaming performance. Who knows what that means? We've obviously heard the rumors that they're not going to have a high end.
Yeah.
So maybe it's something like the 8700 XT goes toe to toe with the 7900 XTX and comes in at $499. That's a strong improvement, even if anybody on a 7900 XTX has no reason to upgrade.
Yeah.
Still a strong improvement. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how this plays out. But their gaming market, like we talk about NVIDIA doesn't have a reason to pay attention to gamers. They're still making billions of dollars off of gamers. And AMD's making next to nothing. It's rough out there.
Those numbers were shocking.
So if you want to keep them in the game, buy Mac. I'm an Apple shill. That's how this works. I'm gonna keep doing that. Let's see what you guys keep doing in the comments. Over on Floatplane, we got little Nicky Scarfo saying, with all these M series chips coming out from generation to generation, which is better? Which one would you feel confident buying and it lasting for years? So basically, as you go up the numbers, they are better. The only exception is the M3 Pro. Yeah. From the M2 Pro, it's basically like the exact same chip.
It's almost like a cross grade.
Yeah, there's nothing going on there. So the best ones are the M4s. Obviously, we don't have third-party benchmarks, but essentially everything we've seen from the M4 iPad, if we can just assume better cooling, more power, it's going to be fantastic. Really, the people who did get the best value, though, were the people who bought M1 Pros and M1 Maxes, because those are still what Apple's comparing themselves to, and they're still very, very good.
Still holding up
quite well.
Yeah, so if you can find yourself a decently priced, well-loved, used M1 Pro MacBook,
yeah,
that's gonna.
I think you would be quite happy with that.
Yeah, it's got a lot of performance for the dollar. And over on YouTube, Quantum Physics and Chem saying nobody likes their chem teacher saying 1 times 10 to the third power for 1,000, but at some point scientific notation makes sense. I think this is in reference to the Google thing. I don't care that scientific notation would have made more sense in that. It's funnier to say that they owe $1 decillion. It's just funnier, all right? I like saying
up, Google.
octillion, nonillion. I like saying the weird words. It's funnier. And then Jezis saying, man, imagine Valve being purchased by GOG. You mean CD Projekt Red. Actually, that wouldn't be it wouldn't be, They've made bad decisions.
They have.
But so has Valve. In fairness, Valve's made some hiccups that they've had to walk back from. So that could be a great call. Who knows? We'll see.
Look, I don't want Valve to be split up between a whole bunch of shareholders and
Gabe and his 4 commanders.
Yeah,
taking
have
this
their
entire
little
empire.
meetings.
Fernando saying the 3D V cache is under the CCD because gravity makes it faster.
Didn't think about that.
That makes so much sense. Thank you. And then Aesir saying, don't ask questions. Consume product. Get excited for new product.
Yeah.
I did that with the Mac stuff.
I'm glad you're catching on.
You understand how capitalism works. And then Katie saying, great, and still no full USB. This is in reference to the Mac Mini. And I had to respond to this because what the heck is Thunderbolt 5 if not full USB? It's the fullest USB ever made. It's got 2 USB-C ports on the front and 3 on the back. Yes, it doesn't have USB-A, but also USB-C's been out for like a decade. It's okay to move on. Everybody was clamoring to have Apple switch over to USB-C for their phones, but now that they have it on their products everywhere, oh, that's a problem. No, I don't buy it. Additionally, I just want to point out Tad saying the real question is how many dongles should purchase for my dongles? I'm kind of a dongles guy at heart, so the more dongles, the merrier. The truth is, you just get one Thunderbolt dock because you have 120 gigabits of connectivity going through a singular cable onto the dock. So you get the dock to plug into everything that you want, and it's one dongle. It's one dongle, all right?
I'm going to plug my wireless mouse into one of the Thunderbolt ports just to take up all that bandwidth.
Do it. It's got enough speed. Just make it happen. What do you mean it doesn't have full USB? This is the problem with USB-C, is that it could mean it runs at 5 gigabits per second and doesn't provide power, or it can mean it provides 240 watts of power and goes 120 gigabits per second. The only way you know is if the company properly discloses things.
Plug it in and see.
That's what I'm gonna do to you, Reese. Are you gonna be here tomorrow?
Maybe.
Uh-oh.
We'll see.
You haven't started already?
I started.
Last time you pre-started.
Yeah, that is true. It's Steve Jones.
Steve Jones is not sponsored by Squarespace, but this video is.
You remember Steve Jones?
Yeah, it was a long time ago, wasn't it?
So, 2 years. About 2 years ago, Steve came in with. By the way, Steve is famous for Checkmate Amiga stuff. Yeah, very famous. And what stuff did you do in the 90s? You did 90s stuff.
Oh yeah, I did Checkmate 1500 cases for the original one, but now we do the clone.
Yes, for clone. But he came to the office 2 years ago with a new monitor, which you guys and I was very excited about. He's got a new product out, or coming out, on Kickstarter, which is this Checkmate monitor, which I'm very excited about. Kickstarter was launched, did pretty well, yeah?
Thanks to you and the video.
Good.
I don't think it would have. It wouldn't have made it. It got to about 75%. Yours it went to the stratosphere and back.
Well, I think it's a great product.
Yeah.
But they're now done, right? They are ready?
Yes, they're on their way.
Cool. So this is like the first one over there, yeah?
Pretty much,
the first one, and then this is...
Oh, that's a pre-production prototype.
So we've got white one and black one.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll get them over here and see what they're like.
Yes. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, cool.
It's a big box.
It is a big box, look at that. It's got Kickstarter edition written on it. It looks great. I'm a big fan of these boxes. They're a bit understated. It's like stuff like the BBC Micro will have come in. Oh, look at this. It's got Checkmate inscribed or indented in the foam. Look at this. Nice. Oh, yes. Oh, look at all these ports on the back. So many ports.
You got one fully loaded.
Fully loaded, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so let's have a look at the front to start with. So, on the front, there's a black knob.
So, there's a few extras that people weren't expecting, which you're getting for free. Now we've got this little OLED display. It's used mostly to control the scaler.
Okay.
But seeing as 90-odd% of people bought the scaler, I'd leave it on there. But if you want the little blanks, everyone's getting the blanks as well. So you can take it out and you can swap that out if you want to. But it's actually quite nice. And even if you don't have the scaler, Appy's been busy. And we have this spectrum analyzer, which you can put into it. And basically any audio that goes through the system, you get it playing at the bottom.
Well, like a visual representation.
Yeah, it's a proper spectrum analyzer for audio. But basically what it does, the scaler, you can set up profiles. And this allows you to just load the profile that you want. Okay. Just by pressing the button and jumping into it.
Swivel. Oh, yeah, because the stand was
because of the success of your video, we blew past all of the...
good work, guys.
Goals. Yeah, and it's actually worked better than I thought. I actually stole it. No, I copied... what's a nice way of saying I didn't say it? Well, the company's out of business anyway. Anyway, so
it's fine.
Acorn, if anyone remembers the old Acorn Archimedes and all those...
So this is an Acorn monitor stand?
Yeah, no, well, you kind of. It's basically a ball with a spring and a locking nut inside of it. Yeah. But then, of course, it will... If you haven't got it...
It's like a horror film.
It will just keep going round. One thing was funny, though, was the 17-inch version. Yeah. We had about 20% of people wanted it, so I manufactured the tooling for it. When it actually came around to buying it, everyone realised they got eyesight like mine.
And this is 19-inch, right?
This is 19-inch. They both have the same panel, it's just that, and they're both the same resolution, colour and everything. It's a smaller panel, which means you get a fatter bezel, which makes it look more retro. And that was the reason for the 17.
Am I right that there's different panels for these, or did you just go for the one?
Okay, so originally we was looking into TN panels and some other... There is what we're calling the unicorn panel.
Yeah.
Which is still being worked on. There's a company in Australia that are specialised in all that stuff, but I can't go into great depth here, but they're still working on it. But there's basically the military are buying up all of these panels. They put them in ships, I guess. Okay. And the price of the panels is really expensive, and they're still trying to source a 19-inch panel. So we're working on that. I did manage to find a company that would make me an OLED, which everybody wants an OLED panel. But I have to order 50,000 panels.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so if it does well, this is the start of a journey. Now, this is like day one, and we're continuing to evolve this product over time.
So we've got speakers in this side?
Yes, and they are Quite powerful. I've been telling everyone they're 3-inch. And I'm the one who designed this, and they're 4-inch.
Extra inch.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I won't make that joke, but
No need.
no, it's already done now, isn't it?
So many connections. Look at that.
What we've got at the bottom, this is what we call slot 0 at the bottom.
I'm going to walk around here.
Yeah, shall I come around here and...
I was trying to get the microphone over to you.
Oh, sorry.
We walked over there. That's fine.
If you buy the standard monitor, which is now, it starts at $399. Okay, so that's the slot 0, which is down here. Now, what that comes with is HDMI out, which is really interesting for a lot of people out there. Now,
HDMI out allows people to record, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you can record.
So the great thing is...
Capture card.
Yes. Whatever's on the screen is sent out there. So you can use this just as a conversion tool, and it will convert all signals and then put it out through HDMI.
Nice.
With audio.
Do you know what would look good on this monitor? A website from sponsor Squarespace. You can pick from so many styles and use Blueprint AI to get the best layout and style options, along with optimized SEO tools so that you can show up in Google for the keywords that matter. It's just easy to snap features in and out, but one of my favorite abilities is to swap between mobile and desktop views so that you can optimize your content for every device and make sure it looks great. Just head to Squarespace for a free trial, and when you're ready, go to squarespace.com/nostalgianerd to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Now, this is a standard VGA. It's a 31 kilohertz, the usual one, and there's the audio for the VGA audio in. This is the stereo audio out. You can use it for headphones or just to go out. There's also a stereo phonos here, so you can take it out to a mixing desk or whatever you want. Now, key thing for this, just the standard one, has 2 AV sets. So you've got AV channel 1 and AV channel 2, which is composite, and 2 stereo phonos. So you've got 2 channels of that. And that's basically, for a lot of people, that might actually do. But then you get into the more advanced stuff. So this is what 90% of people have ordered, which is the scaler. It's called Appy's Retro Scaler. If anyone remembers the project when we first started, it was these little green boards all connected with lots of cables.
Yes.
But now it's literally a back plane. But this is the main scaler. Now this is for RGB scaling. So if you want to come in, the main slot connector on here is SCART. Which most people can get. For nearly all of the computers out there, you can buy an RGB cable to go to SCART. And this will work in America, so if you're in America, just get that cable and it'll plug into here. There's also an RGBI. Now, RGBI is the old 9-pin, and that was for old PCs with CGA and EGA. But it also works with the Commodore 128 on their 80-column mode, so it's got that as well.
Nice.
But the other thing it's got on here is, this is basically for people who don't know, the GBS 8200, which is a very low-cost arcade conversion tool to convert the 15 kilohertz into VGA so it can run on normal monitors. That's this chip here, but we started off with the GBS 8200, and basically Appy completely redesigned it and took everything didn't need, put it on a 4-layer board, actually put some decent ground planes on it, so everything is now self-contained on a really good board. But it also uses GBS control, which is this here, if you haven't heard about it. It's a replacement firmware, and this is the thing that does the very low latency. It does the scan lines, so if you want different types of scan lines. It'll also convert high resolution into low resolution, so you can play them, so look like old arcade games. This is like the secret sauce, and the chip under here is the thing that makes it happen. So you have component video, and the great thing about the composite and the component is they stabilize the video. So if you plug, I mean, that's like RGB. In fact, back in the day, I would have used that composite on my Amiga in Interlace. It is something special, so it's actually really good. If you're a backer, you get the option to upgrade. If you're buying this fresh and not a backer, basically this comes with S-Video here. So that's the audio for the S-Video. But on top of that, it comes with RF as well.
Oh, RF.
Yes.
Oh, it's so nice.
So, yeah, anything that's got RF. People did ask me, what channels does it do? So I can see if I can remember what they are. So there's PAL, PAL-M, PAL-N, NTSC, and CCAM. So it does.
That's
all of it.
very useful. That would have been very useful a few weeks ago when I made a video about a Brazilian system.
Yeah. So the RF and the S video, and this hold down is literally just plug and go.
Yeah.
These ones we've set them up to go plug and go. Because we've got the auto chip tuner on here, which is part of the GBS control. But you might want to fine tune it and so on, and there's tools that you can do that with. There's actually a web server built into this, so you can log into it. If our profiles don't suit you, you can tweak them, save your profiles, and then they're accessible on that little dial on the front. So that's where we're now. The other thing, of course, we haven't stopped there. This is the Mr. Stack. So it's an FPGA system that runs just about anything in FPGA. So I've put one of these in so Peter can play with it, have fun with it. It can simulate, because you like the Windows 95 IBM PC for playing all the DOS games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's got all that. It's actually got quite a lot of stuff on it.
It's like
a real lot of stuff on it.
It's like an all-in-one package, isn't it?
Yep. But you can stick in a Raspberry Pi, as you can see on here. This is a mount frame power. We're also working on this product. It's called iMega, which is basically an Amiga in an FPGA. In the black monitor, there's a thing called a Pi Storm mounted onto this, which means you've got the real chipset in FPGA. This runs at about the speed of 500. It's got like 3.5 mega RAM, so it's quite a basic 500 plus, basically.
Yeah, quite beefy.
But if you put the Pi Storm on, it's about 1,000 times faster.
Okay.
And that costs about £25 for the Pi, I think. It's a Pi 3.
Yeah.
There will be an AGA version later.
Oh, the Amiga people are going to get very excited.
They are, yeah.
Very excited.
This is still work in progress. Have you heard of a Pandora's?
Yeah, Pandora's boxes. We've got them knocking around here.
Yeah, exactly. So we're working on a custom, quite high-end CPU in this form factor, so it will just literally plug in.
So we can get some nice arcade games.
Exactly.
Oh.
And we're actually configuring it for the monitor.
Yeah.
So rather than being widescreen squished, they're actually configuring it exactly. So that should be ready at the end of the year. So that's another one. And there's two other companies working on stuff which at the moment I can't talk about. But
okay, cool. I guess we should take a look at this then, right?
Sure.
All the links will be down below, so if you want to find out more about it. But we'll have a look at it and see what this baby can do.
Okay.
Cool. Do it.
Sweet.
So, we've already had a rundown of the ports on the back of this thing. Like Steve said, this one is fully loaded. So starter pack models just get this module at the bottom containing dual composite, an array of HDMI ports with one of those being an output, along with phono out, 3.5mm out, VGA in, along with audio, which honestly will be enough for most people. But having that Mr. FPGA board above it and the scaler is just the icing on the cake.
Absolute nightmare. Right, let's turn this one on.
Now, I'm sure there will be plenty of people who will review this in due course, and some will do a much more technical job than I can. But as this is literally the first model to land on UK soil, I'm just going to check out a few things.
You don't really have too much. The only thing you probably really want to do is do that, and then there's presets.
First up is to jam a USB stick into the back loaded with Big Buck Bunny. For those unaware, Big Buck Bunny is a 2008 short film made by the Blender Institute, and it's under a Creative Commons license, so perfect. As you can see, we've got a built-in navigation device, and everything can be accessed by remote.
So that's the secret, which is why I went IPS. They are more expensive, but they're much better.
You can also see that the IPS screen is not only stunning, but it offers a huge angle of visibility. Look at that! The native resolution here is 1280 by 1024.
Wait, it is off. Oh my god.
A 5:4 aspect ratio, which
I think my
accommodates
mic's been off for like an hour.
NTSC 4:3 with borders at 50, 60, or 75 Hz. And honestly,
I mean,
it
it's
looks
not like
so
anybody was
damn
listening
crisp.
anyway, so.
Clearly, that's more difficult to get across in second-hand form to you guys, but take my word, it's real nice.
These speakers do look like trees, I gotta say. It's
Both
kinda
speakers
working.
are also nice and bassy, although that means we do get some resonance at higher volumes.
But it is one I say, if it's no audio funny, it turns up.
Alright, now Steve reckons the stabilised composite on this thing is amazing, so let's try a Super Nintendo with the perfect game to test it. Rise of
This
the
looks so
Robots.
shitty.
Yeah.
At the moment I've got it plugged in composite, but I can stick it in the This is composite, yeah. It's really good when you put like high resolution composite in as well. Like Amiga looks fantastic on it because it's almost like you put a flicker fix in.
He's not wrong, the colours are crisp, even the edges are pretty defined, and it's all very stable, which you don't really expect on composite. If we push it through S-Video as well, then it only gets better. Now, like I said, I'm not doing a proper review here, I just want you folks to get an idea of how these production models look and feel. If I was a normal person, I'd systematically test every input with a high quality cable and then capture the output through the built-in HDMI out. But I'm not a normal person, and the thing I'm actually most interested in is running RF through this. Because I'm a masochist. So let's do that. For that we need to use Appy's scaler up here. It's quite clever how this works, so everything goes through the main module at the bottom, which has 4 HDMI inputs on the rear, but also 2 internal inputs. So the scaler output simply runs into one of those internal inputs, which we can then select using the remote control by pressing the VGA button or selecting VGA as the input source, making sure that the scaler is on so it overrides the standard VGA input. There's a lot of inputs here, so there's a bit of doubling up. Okay, the tuner displays pretty much every standard video format going, so you should have no problems wherever you are. But RF being RF means that the signal needs to be strong and interference free for a decent picture, and a lot of that is down to the cables and the broadcasting hardware.
Again, it's always at the mercy of the cables. Well, that's actually...
But after tuning in and a bit of wangling of the cable, we get this from a humble stock Mega Drive. Honestly, for RF, this is incredibly good, especially on a flat panel, where we don't have an aperture grille or shadow mask to soak up a lot of the noise. It actually looks comparable to composite on a regular screen, meaning that even the oldest and most obscure machines from your collection should work just fine. Plus remember that HDMI out, where it simply takes whatever is on the screen and chucks it out, so in theory we could daisy chain an infinite number of these screens together and immerse ourselves in RF glory. The input delay is, nothing, something which Steve has worked hard to achieve, and the delay on the HDMI out is probably only about 1 or 2 frames, so even that is barely perceivable. Running this RF signal through the HDMI out and into my Evolution capture card gives us this, which, looks pretty nice. Remember, this is RF, folks. I'm a big fan.
Added something else to it. But I originally advertised this with a mountain phone. Stick that in with a phone, with all the cables.
To test out true RGB, we need to press the VGA button twice, which puts the display into SCART mode. You can see that by the SCT letters at the top left of the screen. Again, I'm going to use the Super Nintendo, but coupled with this lead from Retro Gaming Cables. The scaler will then auto-adjust to the input and away you go. Now we can see Rise of the Robots in its true, fully intended glory. Just look at the crisp edges on that big blue bastard. There's no stopping him. Downgrading to a lesser fighting game also looks visually stunning. But remember, we can also fine-tune the settings of this scaler through its GB control unit. All you need to do is connect it to its hotspot, then go to gbcontrol.local in a web browser, and we can play with all sorts of things in real time as well. I can move the screen position, add or remove scan lines, which by the way actually look stunning. Just look at that. It certainly packs a punch. Plus we get an absolute ton of other options that we can save into one of the presets and then call up whenever you want. It's fantastic. Plus you get this little capture stick which accepts the resolutions this screen throws out, so it's easy to capture footage direct into OBS or whatever your favourite capture program is. Okay, I guess the next thing to do is chuck VGA through and see what the consequences are. Well, Windows seems to boot absolutely fine, detecting it as a plug-and-play monitor and accepting all the resolutions you would expect. Quitting to DOS is also absolutely no problem. Plus, every quick resolution was accepted with grace and flair. It's actually really nice to have a decent sound coming out of the screen when using the PC. It saves desk space with cumbersome speakers.
I wonder if I could get it to, like, blend better.
And plus, this monitor just looks good sitting on top of a PC. I mean, it looks good anywhere, to be honest. Alright, lastly, let's fire up the Mister. This one plugs into the other internal HDMI port, which is HDMI 5 on the source. Now, I'm not going to give you a rundown of the Mister, but it allows you to pretty much run any computer, console or arcade game you can think of. So sit back whilst I just work through a few of those.